So for now, you have stopped taking any ticket bookings till May 15, but then it's very highly unlikely that the issue would get resolved by that date. So any timelines that you have planned, at least by this date, this issue needs to get resolved and we need to get back on flying again?
So I think that's precisely, perhaps you're well noticed, the fact that we are hoping that operations will resume soon, and therefore we are taking short-term calls. And once we get an ability to get a kind of NCLT order, we will be again taking a call as to when we can resume immediately, subject to the process which has to be followed. Therefore, we are taken call only right now till 15th of May. However, we understand that we will be reviewing the position on a every 3 to 4 days basis, looking at what is the emerging situation on how the applications have been now treated under the NCLT. So I think we will be keeping not only the travel partners, but we will be keeping all our passengers also informed as to how we are planning and how the operations can resume soon once we get the order.
So, Mr. Khona, I'm sure you're talking about the best case scenario wherein we are expecting a resolution to happen. But in the 5 to 7 days when you talked about multiple board meetings happening, what was the worst case scenario that was discussed? Because I'm sure that is also one of the scenarios that the board might have taken into cognizance as well. Could you talk to us about what could be the worst case scenario? How long can the airline stay grounded? Because the street is worried, is it going to go the Jet Airways way?
Well, I don't think that's the situation right now we are in, because we have been operating and our ability to operate, and we have complete infrastructure, and not only that, we have been operating at a most efficient parameters and the least cost. So we are not actually building up the cost. We are trying to remain within the affordable limits. You have a very relevant question. How long can this take place? Well, obviously it's subject to the process. I cannot comment on that, whether it will take 1 week or 1 month. But I'm sure, with looking to the criticality of the situation, I'm sure we will be able to perhaps take this sooner than later. And we will continuously, as I said, we'll update you with the progress which we will have.
So the debt of around 6,500 crore rupees, should the lenders be worried? Is there any promoter guarantee towards this debt?
Well, I think it's all the bank loans are not only secured by the company assets, but I think what is more relevant, and I think the bankers are very comfortable, is that they have a collateral over and above the company assets, collateral in the form of unencumbered land of more than 94 acres in a prime location in Bombay, which is valued a significant amount. And I believe if at all it comes to the situation of recovering the money, the banks are completely covered. And I don't think banks are therefore concerned. It should be concerned, because we have been the kind of additional security is a huge prime asset, and it has earlier the value of this asset was assessed at around 3,000 crore. I believe with the recent changes in the real estate and the improvement on the development potential, this amount of value of 3,000 crore will be further increased. And if at all we were to kind of securitize that, it will certainly be more than perhaps the bank exposure.
I understand that there are collaterals in place, and they do have enough securitization in place as well as far as their exposure is concerned. But Mr. Khona, the worry is also that the lenders also have been caught a bit unaware, because what we are hearing from the bankers is they haven't made any provisions. They didn't have any, inkling of perhaps the operations being halted, at least at this point of time. Have you been servicing your debt regularly? And going forward, whatever is due in the next 2 to 3 months, could you talk to us about what's due and what's the, expectation with respect to servicing that debt?
I think first of all, the major bank loans are, I would say almost all bank loans except for the ECLGS, they are all working capital facilities. There is only the interest which is to be funded or which is to be serviced every month. So there is repayment pressure is very limited. The repayment is only in respect of the ECLGS, and that is also has a moratorium of 2 years, and balance repayment has to be done in 4 years. So the presently monthly repayment is only in the range of around 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. So first of all, the repayment pressure is not significant. If we talk about the bank's kind of future liability for next 2 to 3 months, that is, as I said, limited to the interest and the repayment exposure, which is small. And I believe that if the resolution process is immediately started, we will be able to at least meet those demands once we start operations. Although it all depends on how soon we are able to get the engines, because finally, if I have to be kind of viable, engines are the key. I mean, we continue to fund through the promoters fund, through the government guaranteed ECLGS fund, but as a long-term viability, engines are required. And I believe if Pratt and Whitney comes back and honors its contract and honors its award, I think that should be better way to work.